cats and kittens. This is the Gandork, aka Nick, bringing to you a live stream of what should be a real fun match. We'll see how it goes. We got Vika, aka first loser from Worlds last year. He is running a very interesting. He hasn't whipped it all the way out yet on the thing, but he's running a Kylo 2, Dooku 3, Rule of 2 deck. It should be a lot of fun. Yeah, like you said, he's guessing blue no matter what. And we got I don't know, Wiwwt. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Wiwwt, aka Eric Wainwright from the Tulsa area. He's in all these leagues, kicks everybody's butt. Generally a great player, and he's running a deck he's been running for a year, I think, or getting close to a year. This Ray Kylo temporary truce. We're just waiting to get set up. I think Eric was just rebooting his router or something to make sure that his internet was rock solid before we got started here. And then we'll get going. This should be a fun match. Kylo 2 is one of those, he was a scourge of the Destiny scene, back when he came out. I think it was shortly before Empire at War. Because that was a weird thing, like he released, that two-player starter released before Set 3, and then Set 3 came out, and then it was actually part of Block 4. um, but yeah, ever since he came out, just that ability to punish mono decks was super strong when he came out. But I find in recent sets, his strength has kind of been equalized as everything else has managed to ramp up and match what he's able to do. Artificery League right now. I just see your comment there, McBee. We don't have one going this month. I'm not sure when we're going to start the next one, but generally it's $10 to enter. And then you got to play 8 games over the course of a month. Then people with the best record of the games played get to go into a top 8 playoff, and then there's prizes and whatnot. So this is from April, and this is the top 4. So basically, the April cut's doing their prizes right now, or doing their top 8 cut right now for prizes. Did not do one for May. A lot of other. Oh, that wasn't good. Eric popped in, then disconnected. But we're doing. We got Entourage doing their weekly Thursday night thing. I think there was Australia, one of their groups. I don't remember which one or the name. Was it DDU or something like that? Was running a weekly tournament for people that weren't U.S. based. So we kind of took this month off, and plus, the main organizer of the TTS League, Agent of Zion, is just kind of busy in his personal life. So taking a break from it. It's looking like I'm going to take over organizing the Artificery TTS League, at least doing the logistical part of it. I hope to get it figured out when we start in June. So that's what I guess we'll start a June league as we come up to it. And I don't expect a lot to change. I might review the format a little bit, but yeah, it should still be like the $10 entry, and still pretty similar. Hopefully that wasn't a bad sign that Eric popped in and then dropped out immediately. I 100% plan on being in Worlds if and when it happens at this point. But yeah, no, it's guaranteed I will be there if they do it. Wouldn't miss it for anything. All right. Everyone's present. Do a little bit of this. I might pop off and on the GUI, but I find it's easier to watch if I keep the GUI off. But you guys can let me know in comments what you like to see. Downside of no GUI is you can't see the chat if they start chatting to each other, but it looks like they might be going to voice anyway, which I'm not going to pick up for this stream. So it's mostly just going to be watching. Kind of like at a real tournament. So yeah, I have their deck list here. I'm gonna take a looky at them. So Raylo's deck's been around for like a year now, ever since Spark of Hope came out. Pretty sure Eric's been playing it almost that whole time. I don't think he's got any crazy spice in his Raylo deck. It's kind of similar to what he has been running in the past. Yeah, he's been playing it the whole time. I call it. He plays the weenie version of Raylo. I like to call it, which is just a lot of cheap stuff. Like he's running the two copies of the R2 support. He's running two copies of Luke's protection. He's running two copies of Dark Council. Um, and really he loves efficiency if you know him as a player, so he's really trying to just abuse the crap out of that combo of like draw cards with Dark Council and Treasured Lightsaber. You combine that with Luke's protection multiple times per turn. Luke's protection helps get him that first shield so he can turn on race special and then just keep loading up the shields and re-rolling it, and he's really trying to just basically maximize that engine as much as you can. Now, on the other side of that, though, it ends up his version isn't as aggressive as some of the builds can be, because he's running, he's got, the two Nemans, the two Dark Councils, and the R2s and whatnot that he gets out that that doesn't quite, put the damage pressure on. Like it's all defensive, just trying to like maximize board control to the point of no return, hopefully. Not sure if they're waiting on me. Oh, didn't tell Eric that Vika went to feed his cats. No, that wasn't a joke. He really said he had to go feed his cats, so he'll be right back. Um, yeah, I think the looking at Eric's list additions from Covert Missions when it came out, uh, minimal. He is running a one of Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber, and that basically directly takes over for Rey's lightsaber, which he's not running at all. Um, he's running the two times nullifies, and he's running a singleton of on guard, which I find is a pretty interest. I don't know. It's an interesting include. I don't know if I would end up running on guard because I don't think he has any exhaust upgrades to like get the use out of that part of it. So mostly he's just wanting it as like a card that gives him ambush shield, and then hopefully can I guess spiral into some of his other combos out of there. Oh, and he is running two times fluid riposte, which is he doesn't get the he's not running Shien's, but it's just a generally good removal card in mono blue that the mono blue Raylo kind of needed that they didn't have previously. It gives them some removal over the pre covert missions versions that had to rely more on shields and those kinds of shenanigans, or just worse removal. So that's really, if anything, covert missions brought to Raylo just some real removal cards in Nullify and Fluid Riposte to actually help him remove some dice. Those are probably the biggest additions. Now Vika on the other side, this deck is nothing familiar to anybody. I have tried to like make some versions of this and try to do some fun stuff with it. Um, rule of two, you got Kylo's the apprentice, Dooku's your Sith. Um, so you can pull off your rule of two shenanigans. They both have five sides that are good with rule of two, or you can use with it. I tried to do rule of two with Kylo 3 and Vader 4. But they bringing those specials to the table are always upsetting. So like this pairing at least maximizes the die sides that you can hopefully get use of rule of two on. Com Towers to Battlefield's interesting. Lets him resolve a dice to be aggressive, but if one of his characters dies, he loses the bonus on it too, which is kind of funny. And in this match, Eric will always have the use of Com Tower, which is which will be a little interesting thing to see if it does anything. Eric's internet is not doing him any favors. Um, Rounding out upgrades for this Kylo Dooku deck, he's running 2 Neiman Masteries, 2 Xian Masteries. Uh, the full package there. I really love Xian Mastery. It is worth running both of those because you are 100% okay overriding Neiman with Xian, and sometimes even vice versa. Um, didn't re-promote after he reconnected. Um, okay, so we got the 2 Neiman Masteries, 2 Xian Masteries, 2 Untamed Power, which is kind of funny. That's that upgrade that only goes on apprentice characters. 2 Sith Teaching seems to be fine. Palpatine's lightsaber with all those abilities seems fine. Dagger and Mortis for redeploy. Cross guard, of course, with Kylo. That seems fine. 1 of Deathfield. Deathfield's interesting because it's so damn expensive, but he kind of split it. So he's running the 1 times Fist, 1 times Deathfield instead of like going 2 times Fist. Um, it's kind of interesting. I think I would probably be tempted to stay on the 2 times Fist train, but Deathfield's a good card. So it's certainly not wrong. Rounding out his supports, he's running the 2 times Merchant Freighter. Purely just in this deck, just ramp card. Doesn't do anything else. He's running 1 times it binds all things. There's kind of the advantage of getting Deathfield is that you can hit binds to play out Deathfield. You can't hit binds to play out Vader's Fist. Then yeah, with his giant suite of abilities, he's running the 2 times Forbidden Lore. That's kind of a no-brainer. Luckily, in this match, he doesn't have to worry about desperate measures at all, like making any shenanigans of his it binds or merchant freighters or any of that stuff. I'm just catching up with the chat. People respect their cats here. Yes, you gotta go feed your cats. Hopefully Eric doesn't keep having connection issues, or this might be a short-lived stream, but we'll get through it. Yeah, Beacon. Even going into the mono blue, I don't necessarily think Kylo has a huge advantage. What I found in most of my testing in the current meta with Kylo is that he's on par with some of the better characters now. So like, or at least you need to hit with this ability like 100% of the time to really feel on par with the way some of the other characters perform. So like in this match, I don't think Kylo's strong. He's just can compete, like as opposed to some other matches where it can just get crazy out of hand and Kylo just isn't bringing a lot to the table. But yeah, let's see. Oh, I hadn't rounded out Vika's events. Really running a small amount of events in this deck, small amount of removal. He got this 2 times Fluid Riposte, and he's running the Shians to back that up. 2 times Isolation, 2 times Hidden Motive, 2 times Forsaken, 2 times Conflicted, and a Singleton Snare, which would be fun to see come out and do something. Yeah, so, but God, removal wise for Vika's deck, he's running what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, only 8 true pieces of removal. And then he's hoping on like the if you remove the half hat whatever the dice based card based removals and like the Neimans and the Xians and the Sith teachings to like kind of round that out. But those are obviously less consistent. Yeah, less consistent than just the pure removal cards. Or they're a lot more situational. So that is interesting. But yeah, if he builds up enough board with Neimans and Xians, Sith Teachings, Sith Teachings is one of those that it's not a bad card, but like you're not relying on it to hit. And of course, whenever I play Sith Teachings, my opponents never roll blanks. And then whenever my opponent is playing Sith Teachings, I hit blanks all the damn time, and they're just removing my dice left and right. That's just how it goes. Luckily, I'm not playing this match though, but that's how it always seems to work for me. Yeah, on your bet, yeah, no doubt. Like, oh, he's playing Sith Teachings. I'm gonna like roll my Bane out and like hit blanks and be like, haha, I'm gonna remove your Bane die for the Sith Teachings. But yeah, that's right. We're running 10 minutes late because Eric Wainwright is having internet issues. Yeah, never on the Dark Council. That is no joke. Hopefully, we will get started momentarily after these technical issues. Um, Another thing I haven't really talked about, at least with Vika's deck here, that I really like, and this is coming from a guy that's been championing Luke Fenn, and Fenn is another one of these characters out of the draft set, the most recent one, but like Dooku. But these power actions that they put on these characters are really strong. So Fenn's, it's the one indirect. It's actually really strong because it's basically 100% value added. There's no downside to it, and Dooku's is basically the same thing except even more powerful. That power action, just you're playing blue cards anyway. I'm just going to make you play with a less card on my tiny cost character here. A lot of people point out our you get that 9 health for 13 points, but like Dooku has to have a drawback somewhere. Like if he had 10 health, like that's ridiculous. Considering like that ability is just rock solid. His die rock solid. um, something's got to give somewhere, and it's that 9 health. Is a part that tries to make him balanced. I'm actually not drinking whiskey at the moment. I'm drinking a Two Town Cider House Bright Cider Hard Apple. Um, you will find that generally I mix it up from time to time and throw in the hard ciders. Me living here in the Northwest, like hard ciders are like huge up here. Like the micro cidery is a thing. That we have all over the Northwest because like most of the apples in the country are like farmed up here, so apples in abundance. And what that's turned into is like we got a lot of microbreweries doing their beers and stuff, but we get a lot of micro cideries that come out with like a bunch of interesting kinds of ciders. And the sad part is though it hasn't spread very far. So when I travel to like a lot of other parts of the country, like their cider selections are really limited, and you only find like your mass produced like Angry Orchards or Strongbows or things like that. Which there is a whole world of great cider out there beyond those. Well, not a whole world, just the Northwest. If you can ever, you know, find any stuff like that. Uh, but yeah, no. The problem though, I think it would have spread a lot farther. But the past recent years, damn hard seltzers. Hard seltzers, I was fine with it. Like whatever, drink your White Claws is fine. But like they edged into the market that the hard ciders were trying to get in there from like the microbrew section. So like now you go to your grocery store or whatever, you go to the beer cooler and like the section that used to be all like ciders, like they started splitting it where it's like half ciders, half seltzer drinks now. That's really upsetting. um, and the other thing that was pushing like hard cider, why it was getting popular, is it's gluten free naturally because there's no gluten in apples and there's gluten in a lot of beers and stuff because of the grains and wheat or whatever that they use. So hard ciders are naturally gluten free, so they used to get in on that too. But then so are hard seltzers. They're also gluten free. So yeah, this fighting for shelf space. But I do strongly recommend like if you have a chance to find some like you know small batch micro cidery, find some place that does good ciders, try it out because there's some really great stuff. Yeah, exactly. Beastie Boys did not fight for your right to party and drink White Claws. Uh, all right. So Eric wasn't able to connect again after his recent restart. He's trying again. This will be a good match primer if we ever, get to it on a later day. Uh, we're putting the least amount of network, I think, stress like on Vika's computer with me hosting, I think, or on Eric's computer. But, huh, this sucks. I'll just step in and play the match for Eric. That's fine. Eric can just get on the chat with me and tell me what he wants to do. No, that'd be kind of weird. got this. Probably not nearly as good at playing Raylo as Eric is. For my captive viewing audience of 7 viewers, if you guys are looking for some weekly TTS fun to make up for being stuck in quarantine, every Thursday night Entourage Gaming, you know, we're doing Thursday night TTS Destiny tournaments, $5 entry, play 5 rounds. We cap at 32 people, though generally we've getting like between 20 and 25, or I think we like capped out or had like a high of 26 one week. But if you want to get us some Thursday night Destiny, play some standard, you know, go join the Entourage Gaming Discord. Go message Atlanza on almost any of the other channels. Join up. It's been a good time. It's a highlight of my week to join that. Tons of fun.
Mic off. Mic on.
Ta-da! I don't know if they even have internet out there in Oklahoma area. He's probably having to go out back and kick the hamster to get it working. Not going great, wine list. One of our participants is having network issues, and we haven't been able to get started here 15 minutes into it. Yeah. Skinner, is that you? uh, this is Star Wars Destiny. It's a dead game, but a lot of people still play it, unlike a lot of dead games, which is real weird. But you'd have to talk to Fantasy Flight Games about that. I wonder if it would help if I reloaded the game. I don't think that would make any difference. Welp. What this game needs is the Black Dragon. Watch it. This is my on-stream entertainment while we wait. Look at it go. Good stuff. Attack mode. Rawr. Die. Good stuff. Good times. Good times. This is Eric Wainwright's internet right now. It's just dead. Yeah. It's Dead dragon. Our viewer count keeps going up, and I have nothing to show. We're missing a player because his internet crapped out. When I was turn my camera on and start stripping, give you viewers your money's worth here in about a minute. Yes. It's like, here's my OnlyFans link. $15 a month. Get access to all of my vids and pics. We keep the chat mostly friendly. Yeah, it's got to be. Vika's has like a super strong connection to me, and he's up in Canada, and they don't even believe in the internet up there. Like, he's got a beaver in a treadmill outside. I'm sure that's running his internet. He's got to go fill up the maple syrup water bottle that powers his internet beaver. Some point Vika's gonna watch this and be like, "What the fuck? You talk about Canadian maple syrup running internet beavers?" I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." Canada knows how to. No, actually, probably no joke. I know that the U.S. has like some of the worst internet infrastructure in like the world. We like to pay a lot of money and get stuff like, "I got 100 megabytes down," and we paid a ton of money, and then like Czechoslovakia is like, "Whoa, we got like state provided, T1 lines for like every household. What are you talking about?" Yeah, hockey sticks and free healthcare. Yeah, U.S.'s internet's pretty bad. Go regional monopolies on telecom companies. Does us so much good. Now we're getting political. Well, he hasn't messaged me any. I don't know what's going on. Don't threaten me with a good time versus Zeus there. Wait, what? I mean, here in Idaho, I'm paying $60 a month for a 100 megabit down line. $60 for that. It's ridiculous. Unlimited data cap though. I have that going for me, which is nice. Who has home phones? Zeus is coming in here from like the mid 1980s talking about home phone lines. God, kids these days don't even know what a home phone is. Yeah, my kids be like, "What, a phone that's stuck to the wall? That's crazy." All right, looks like Mr. Eric has an outage in this area, so we're gonna call it. Thanks for everybody coming in and just hearing me talk for 30 minutes. It was fun. But yeah, looks like we'll reschedule and maybe we can get this up, this weekend hopefully. So, oh wait, don't disconnect yet. It's coming back. That was just for the dramatic. I was mentioning it for the dramatic. It's had to have that dramatic climax. It's coming back. This internet's reconnecting. Here it comes.
Mic off. Mic on.
Or maybe it's that M. Night Shyamalan double twist, and he's gonna still end up not showing up. What a twist! Maybe. Average age of Destiny players, in my experience, like I would say the vast majority are in their 30s. Mid 30s is super common. Some younger players, some older players, but generally, like, I don't know, locally, I don't know, everywhere I go, like, yeah, 57, the average age. No, I see a lot of that, like, mid 30s, parents with young kids kind of thing. Sometimes your kids are old enough to actually play. But yeah, that's pretty much what I see. It's averagely mid 30 or so. It's just surprising though, because you'd think, you'd have a lot more like people that, if you're mid 30s, you aren't old enough to like have watched the original Star Wars, like to be that kind of fan. But I guess you have to be young enough to like games, because like that, or like the this golden age of board gaming or games like Magic and stuff. That like Magic came around in the early 90s to mid 90s and got really popular. So you have to get the people that are like young enough to like board games, but like old enough still till that they like maybe saw the special editions as like their first Star Wars, or maybe their parents like had the original Star Wars VHSs for them, that kind of thing. Um, you know, grew up with the prequels probably in their formative years. But yeah, you don't see those like like Mr. Zeus here. He's mid 40s, possibly old enough to actually have watched Star Wars in the theater when it came out. Not so many of those in the Destiny community. But yeah, no, we don't get the kids that like what Pokemon or even Magic gets a lot more kids than like Destiny ever did. Like there's a weird age range like under 25 where Star Wars doesn't quite resonate with them anymore. And you know, hope that the sequel trilogy could have got some of those, a whole new audience of it. But that's the problem when you start making movies that like go so much towards nostalgia. Is like you didn't really create much of a new fan base of the current generation for your Star Wars stuff. Like grabbed in all the old fan base and then disappointed them all and didn't even weren't good enough to even start a new fan base. This was real awkward for Star Wars. Unlike Marvel and the new Marvel movies, they did it right. They brought in like obviously they have their hardcore, Marvel fan base, but so many new like everybody watches those damn movies. They were easily accessible. The sequel trilogy, Rogue One, Solo, none of those are accessible to a mass audience like hardly at all. Yeah. Yeah, no, that would have been good. I think that's a good idea, Beacon, especially if they just wanted a clean slate to try to get a new audience to watch it. And I know like Clone Wars was still trying to capture like people that grew up with the prequels. I don't know if that really caught a new audience. Rebels to some extent, but like even the kids that are into Rebels, like Rebels is so like ingrained in just like the original trilogy lore. That's the problem. Like they need a whole new movie that you can approach like without knowing anything about Star Wars, and like nothing in the new Disney Star Wars has like tried to be that original. Mandalorian's pretty good actually, and a lot of people can just come into Mandalorian and watch it for the most part without needing a ton of backstory. I'm actually like, yeah, I would say Mandalorian's probably the best one, where it just kind of works as something you can watch. Yeah, that's definitely I think the bigger misstep that Disney did is that they're just cashing in on that nostalgia. But they had a $4.5 billion investment to make up, so they didn't want to take too many risks. But coming back to hurt them now if they aren't going to have you've pissed off a huge segment. What did Vika say? Might be working on Eric's end here, but not certain. Kind of fixed. Okay, but does that mean he's getting in here? I can only maintain these viewers for so long. I mean, I'm a cool guy and whatnot, but these people want to see some Destiny. Just need to watch, just camera on me drinking. I'm more of a bourbon guy. I've had some scotches and stuff, but right now over on my liquor shelf in my pantry, it's like 6 bottles of bourbon. How long can I keep edging you guys? That's the question. You all done with edging? Wild, wild turkey. I'm not a big fan of wild turkey. I really am not. Like, it's okay as a mixer, but like drinking wild turkey 101 straight, like, it is. They have issues compared to like a lot of the bourbons that are out there now. Um, and most of it, I would say, they're just way like my problem with wild turkey is they're just way too harsh in general. Like it just burns. And like the weird thing I found with like a lot of bourbons is that it does like 101's kind of on the high end for proofs, but that doesn't matter. Or because I've had bourbons that have had higher proof that drink smoother than wild turkey. Um, yeah, it's just so rough. Like I'm fine if I had a bottle for mixing, but I will not drink it straight. Yeah, like if I'm drinking wild, like if I had to drink wild turkey and I couldn't like put it in an old fashioned, I would definitely have to have it with water over ice to cut down on the burn. 4 nose mill waiting for me. I'll be right there. He's coming slowly but surely. Eric's coming. I haven't decided what I'm going to be drinking tomorrow night. Probably Angel's Envy. Got a bottle of that. It's actually really good. Highly recommended. I do have a bottle. I think of it's a somewhat northwest distillery called Crater Lake. I have a bottle of their rye. I might crack into as well. I've been kind of dabbling in ryes a lot lately as I've made it through most of all the bourbon. Yeah, I can talk. I just need topics. I'll talk about bourbon. Bring it on. Um, oh, we gotta connect. I'm gonna promote him. Bourbon burning, same thing. Yeah, the track is for PAs. All right. His ping is not great. I am playing tomorrow, Mick. Maybe we'll see you there. Maybe we'll play. I have no idea what I'm playing tomorrow, but I will be playing tomorrow. Burning is the Kentucky hug. Like it. All right. Got Eric's draw here. Let's see if I can resize some of my windows. Yeah, I'm never super confident what you mull for a lot of time in Raylo because you kind of need a little bit of everything. Like, you obviously want to upgrade. You want to get some of your small die cards out because I think that's why you're playing them. And I don't know. I didn't even see. I wasn't even looking at what Vika was mulling for, but I imagine he was looking for money cards, and he has 3 of them in his opening hand. So downside though is he's looking at 0. Well, I guess I always forget what this card does, but it does do what's no, it's only damage. I was like, I know it does something with shields, but that's only if it's on heroes. Um, yeah, so he's got no removal, which is probably going to end up with Eric ending this round full shields. If I had to bet money on anything, that's kind of what his deck does. Um, so we're starting on Com Tower. Power action, pitch card. It's just really strong play. It's interesting giving up the redeploy out of the gate. Get his ping off the shield here, and yeah, obviously you go for Kylo. I don't really think there's any reason why you go after Dooku early. The mill is annoying, but it doesn't win you the game late. Like, Kylo's doing most of the heavy lifting here. Plus, Dooku essentially only has 8 health after Kylo dies because of the rule of 2. Vika just playing it slow, getting out his ramp here. He's basically going to grab him a free Untamed Power. And I'm wondering if he will Untamed Power overwrite into Crossguard, or if he wants to actually keep the Untamed Power out there and build a board. He'd have to get a resource side out of something in order to play both of them, which he doesn't have. Which it would be hard for him to get. He doesn't have any focus or anything to find that resource side, but it looks like he's going to try. See what he can get. Discarding melee there is plenty of fine. It's another thing that little Dooku there, I'm going to start calling him little Dooku, has the advantage of he's got that discard side too, so he can really put a lot of just pressure on your opponent's hand all by himself, which is a huge plus. Yeah, upgrades are going to Kylo. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised, depending on what upgrades he gets, to see him do. These upgrades are definitely going to Kylo, but like the Nemans and the Shians, Nemans especially, I could see the Nemans going on Little Dooku to turn big Kylo's die into other stuff. But yeah, in the case of the upgrades that Vika has in his hand, both of those kind of have to go on Kylo. But I think those are the only two that have to. After this round, they'll go on Dooku. Um, Yeah, kind of a bad thing, at least on Vika's side. He only has the one redeploy upgrade in the Dagger Mortis, which means if you're planning on, um, overriding with a redeploy on Kylo later. Okay, so he went the other way because I imagine he's probably going to overwrite with the is Untamed a better die? No, I mean the special does a lot of shields, extra damage for the shields on the crossguard saber there. So I imagine he wants to keep it just to get that extra damage on the special, but what's this special do again? Yeah, yeah, he does have the removal on there, and that removal is actually pretty good in this matchup too. That's a tough call if you overwrite there just to get the better utility, or do you keep the more aggressive card? Choose blue, pro tip. Oh, I didn't even see. Uh, yeah, like legit call if I come over to something like this. There's no real easy fix with the card draw. Um, and how many? I don't even remember how many actions we've moved past. But he's rolled out. Most likely, it won't have a huge impact on. Yeah, most likely it won't have a huge impact. That's one of those things like in real tournaments when people are like, "Oh, judges miss calls or players miss calls." Like it's one thing to like have a player misplay, but like the number of games where like a misplay like that actually affects the final outcome is very, very, very minimal. I mean the upgrades are comparable, and the extra card isn't helping them do much more this turn. So in the end, probably just better to play on. Yeah, that's also one of those people like you're like the god of judges. It's hard to like commentating and like constantly thinking about what you want to talk about and trying to actually judge. Like you don't see me sitting there over there talking like if I'm judging like finals at Worlds. Like I'm focusing on what's going on. It's a completely different scenario to try to like talk about what's going on, and Eric just disconnected. Oh, yeah. And Vika disconnect. What the crud? I promise my internet did not go down. Weird. Nope, there it goes. All right, hopefully I can recover. I believe. Except I don't want to be blue. Okay. Well, that was fun. Yeah, your rotary phone would be lost. I think it almost recovered exactly where we were, too. I don't. The only thing it missed was he played that. One bad thing, though, is the health doesn't show. Wonder. Nah, it just completely breaks. I don't think did I change the password? Oh, it might have actually on restart. Wonder if there's. There comes Vika. Oh. I haven't dug into this enough. Like, It's one of those things that I should learn. There's probably a way to recover it if I had my elite hacker skills, but I don't. We can reload. Let's see. All right, I have an idea. I believe if I isn't there one of these? There's a way to spawn. I know a better idea than that is. There used to be. Oh, here it is. I don't care about the characters. I just want the deck, the discard pile, card in play. And then over here, I want the deck, the discard pile, and the cards in play. Save that. Take a picture. Screen capture. So I should have that in my saved objects. Okay. Not. What did I miss? Oh, card in hand. That's what I missed. I mean, it's not perfect, but it'll work. This was what? Discard pile. Deck. That was his. Deck. Die sides were 2, 2, 1, 2, blank. Well, this has been an adventure. We're an hour from where we're supposed to start. We got like one game in, or not even like one turn. We're still on the first round. Anyway, yeah, yeah. I could have tried to copy and paste everything, but I didn't want. That felt copy and paste is so risky. So I was like, just put everything in a bag, save the object, and then take it back out. I think was better. Oh, get the pappy. Whew, don't tempt me. It's one thing when you have that bottle of pappy, like you're like, I should save this for special occasions. Wednesday night after hard, maybe a slightly hard day at work. Oh, this feels like a special occasion for a glass of pappy. Then you run out of pappy, and then you're sad. Wainwright's now. Eric's ping is maxed out, so that's cool. Yeah, that Kylo. That's what happens when you have. It, remember when I said that Eric would have all shields? Turns out he didn't take all the shields. He just rolled hot fire instead and pounded all into Kylo's sweet rear. And Kylo is not feeling great. I think the Fates just do not want this game to happen. That's what we're seeing here. Like, it's what you get. FFG Gremlins. It's like Final Destination, except in like Destiny TTS form. Like we keep finding ways to not die, but like death is like no. It's like coming back just to kill us in every possible way it can. Oh god, flying power action. Oh jeez. Take some of my power. I've played like Eric before, like in TTS League and stuff. Like his internet having issues is not uncommon. It happens. He can't even like draw his hand or catch up. Oh jeez. He says yellow. Oh gosh. Now Eric's throwing things. Oh, Looks like it's coming back down. Oh my goodness. Say we didn't even get the Kylo. Is it going back? Eric's ping is okay, but he doesn't seem to be okay. I don't know what's going on. Wait, is he supposed to... Did he take too many? I think he did. Yeah, there you got it fixed. Yeah, it just kind of went bad to worse for Vika there. Um, I 100% do not know how Vika wins this game. Uh, I mean, the fist could get there, but if he's going to play Sith teachings to pitch card, that's, yeah. Got it. Um, and Wainwright's gone. Oh, I'm surprised I still got 80 of you guys watching. Nobody's got anything better to do with their time? No. Remain genial. I'm just easy going. Um, watch TV this at the same time. That's a good idea. Wish I could do that. Just flip out now. I actually went up in viewers. uh, game was a disaster. See, it's not happening, Zeus. But yeah, did not go great. Like, yeah, like Vika was saying, he didn't have any removal in his opening hand to speak of, other than Untamed Power specials, maybe. But he didn't even go out the route of like playing it out early. But like maybe he can live if like because generally Wainwright, Eric with his Raylo deck likes to play really defensively. Uh, so if Wainwright like over there like did a bunch of shield stuff and just shielded up his characters and that's what the deck gave him, like maybe Vika would have came out of that turn fine, but instead like Ray rolls in and just was like slam, and Kylo was decently slamming. Just yeah, they just went all into his Kylo, and there wasn't a thing he could do about it. It was just too much damage to overcome. And then yeah, polarity combo to get the last 2 damage in there for the kill. Yeah, I couldn't. I don't know if things could have really gotten any better for Eric in this game. Um, I don't know, and it kind of exemplifies just like you look. There's what 6 damage got through. Like it's all like Kylo 2 used to be like pinnacle of like the best, maybe arguably the best character in the game, and now it's just to the point uh, where he just basically manages to maybe keep up, and sometimes he's not even as good as some of the other characters. Um, he's back to finish it. Oh, jeez. He's back at capped out lag again. Anakin from the first draft set's another one of those characters that was kind of okay and got a lot of play when he came out. Hell, he even won a Worlds, but God, now he's just trash here. It's really hard for me to be happy to run Elite that Anakin. That die is so bad. Email Anakin probably better. I actually did have decent success in the version I had that did have Vader 4, Kylo 3. The specials suck, but both of those characters bring just a lot of value uh, in their die sides, and it can do some work. Um, yeah, so if he can spike just a bunch of damage here, maybe he gets back in the game. That is not quite it. Um, he can turn. Actually, he can turn to six. Like, so he can threaten to get close to killing Kylo this round, and it's pretty inefficient for Eric to spend his shield sides. The single shield sides aren't great. Um, if he has to use those to save Kylo. Luke's protection can help, but it's a little slow. Because he's 5 away, and he can basically do 2 damage off the special chaining and threaten 4 the following, which kills through Luke's protection, which still forces him to use the shield sides. Feels a little greedy, or not. I don't understand the reroll there. I think I would have just, or you just do that. Like, I mean, it gets him to the same spot, except now he can't resolve. Well, no, he still can resolve the shield side. Like, so he has to resolve both of the 2 shields to put him 7 away, where 6 won't kill him, and the cards in his hand do nothing to help. So that really. Oh, I guess I forgot. He does have raise power action, which can blank basically any one of those dice except for the Neiman. Um, which might be the play. Well, no, 2 shields still saves him. And then he still has a ray die out there. Yeah, he's going to put the 6 in anyway and put Kylo 1 off. But problem is, very likely Kyle's at least getting his shield back this turn from Luke's protection, and if Eric can find the special on the Raylo there, can shore him right up. Yeah, I imagine he's looking at a reroll. Yeah, he kept the Ray power action left to keep the special open. Yeah, like the hard part about getting the 3 well, if he re-rolls, it hits 1 and 6. I mean, I would say it's not guaranteed, but he'll probably hit it right. Or lag will just be like, no die roll for you. Yeah, you were right, Beacon. He nails that special right out of the gate. Oh, she's better to be lucky than good, as they say. Yeah, I guess he turns off the special, but he's gonna eat 4 damage in return. Because he's gonna get the 2, and then the Kylos at least 4 damage in return. But yeah, because he's at least gonna get the 2. He's probably gonna get a Kylos special reroll. Haha! Didn't work for him that time, Beacon. Um, for once. But yeah, it's still 2 plus 2 plus whatever he hits on the reroll on Kylo. Still not going to be happy fun time land for Vika here, but went about as good as he could hope. Come on. You can do it. You can. If you can tell Vika's hand wants to help. He's like, I'll help you, bud. We'll get it into this reroll box together. He just can't get it in. That's what she said. And then Vika just takes it. Oh, I'll do it myself. So he gets 1 out of it. That's pretty decent. Vika's like, and then I'll resolve this. I'll take 3. You can Luke's protection for your shield. I'll put it on top for you. And pass. Oh, this is painful. See that 1-0 snare in there, which is kind of a funny card. He's not going to get the opportunity to play it this turn, or this game, even having it in there. It is a question if he wants to get that free Palpatine's lightsaber out first, but he gives up tempo to do so. And he's so close to killing Kylo off. So that's the debate. I think I probably end up just rolling out to try to tempo Kylo off the board, because that's really probably the only path to hope victory is to just try to remove him before I'm in trouble. But yeah, no, just he's gonna build up the board. Spending 1, getting 2 back, net gain 1. It will let him go into Sheehan, but like the problem I think with that line of play is it just takes you so long. Like if he gets full use out of Kylo this round, I do not see how Vika lives. That roll helps, but he's still got Ray's power action to fix 1 of the dice, and if he can fix 1 of the dice, get 2 in, and do Kylo's power action, that's good enough. Doesn't matter if he dies after that point. He's extracted enough value to win the game. Ray can get this small saber coming down and just go to town. She'll even need that much. But yeah, he's kind of lucky that Kylo missed though, because it gave him tempo back essentially, and he rolled really good there, so that's going to help a lot. None of the removal He can remove one. He can, yeah. So he cannot save Kylo here, uh, no matter what he does. So he's just going to take the power action for the damage and then watch Kylo die. And then I imagine, I don't know if he overrides the Neiman for the Mauls or tries to get them both out. The Dark Council is good just to help bring some consistency to fix your die. So it's really tempting to override the Neiman and play the Dark Council, and then roll Ray out. And it gives you a lot of chances to, yeah, the Kylos, emo Kylos killed themselves, or they're both dead. They both kissed Ray, or Ray kissed both of them right before they died too. It's just like the movie. Um, yeah, I think it was me. I overwrite the Neiman, but no, I guess no, never mind. I hate being left with no money uh, for fluid riposte when he's got at least two dice that can hit two melee sides. But maybe I don't know. He's so far ahead that it might not be a big difference. But if he went the overwrite way, yeah, Dark Council's not as good as fixing dice as Neiman, but it does leave him a money for his fluid riposte, and this way he has no money for fluid riposte. Two different lines, both could work. Oh, and just when I said snare wouldn't matter, pwah! Totally missed that line of play where he got the third resource from the Palp Saber. So that actually paid off. The slow roll there paid off huge in an epic manner. Um, and now he's extra sad that he doesn't have the money to play Fluid Riposte. So he's just basically sitting at that hidden motive as like his only path to removal when Dooku comes knocking here. And sadly, he hasn't removed a die yet, and that snare does not count, sadly. So that's the teachings is just a one. Um, because like, let me just grab this card from your hand. I'll help put it in. Play. I know which one you were trying to grab, and I got Ray upside down now. Yeah, Eric is maxed out on ping again. This might be like a 3-night series. We're gonna play one game like 3 nights in a row, because apparently it takes us 2 hours just to get through one game. Yeah, you definitely have not removed a die, so it's 1 damage. Yeah, you got to see that awesome snare play. It got there. Got there when least expected. Vika's just gonna play both sides. Alright, get your shield back, so Ray's back on one. I'm gonna do that. Um Oh, I must on the stream it looks like Ray's upside down, but it might look see now Ray's back on one shield or 0 shields. She should have one. Eric's gone again. Oh. For those of you that like hearing me talk and like watching me play Destiny, in addition to playing Entourage Gaming's tournament tomorrow night, which I do highly recommend if you want to get some, Star Wars Destiny TTS in. Have go join the Entourage thing and join up. But I also believe I am doing late night gaming again here in 2 weeks on the 28th. I think platform can confirm. So another shout out and plug to if you want to hear me talk a lot and get drunk and make stupid plays, come watch. Come watch late night gaming in 2 weeks. The sad part is, oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. Actually, it's just call time. I mean, I'm just gonna say it's just a little bit ironic that someone stalls out Vika, the most notorious slow player. No, he's cool. He does have a little bit of a reputation. Eric says I can go ahead and re-roll. Okay. Okay. Boom. Oh my god. 2-2 melee sides. He just like comes in, sees that in the chat. He won't know. Nobody tell Eric. He won't know. Eric passes. Like literally, Eric's not even in the game anymore, and Vika's like playing Eric's turn for like text messaging while doing his stuff. Oh, jeez. What have we come to? Focus to 2 melee. He's like, power action rate of blank. Pass. Oh, Jesus. Eric plays it. Nah. Eric passes around. Okay. Oh man, whoever like catches this like Twitch stream, like once it saves onto Twitch, come back to Artificery, they'll be like, "Oh, I haven't watched this match." Discarding Dark Council. Oh my god. Okay. All right. Oh gosh. Oh, I drew his new hand. Eric's actually messaging me now on Discord. Discard my Dark Council. Eric's watching the stream now. I bet he's playing through the stream vicariously through me. He's gonna message me what to do, while at the same time just ghosting Vika because he can see his hand too. Eric just sent me draw me 3 more. Yep. I'm a champ for not just leaving. Oh gosh. Uh. Excuse me. Popped in the mic. Damn Corona. Right, play Sheehan. I'm literally messaging on Discord right now with Eric and telling him what's going on. Oh yeah, he does still need a shield on right here. I can do that real quick. Whoop, whoop. We're getting even crazier. Roll him out. Oh, frick this. Why am I black? I'm changing color. I'm taking over for blue. Playing me now. Boom. Hot fire. Got this. Threatening lethal. He can take the shields. Oh gosh, he's gonna Forsaken one of them. Oh, on the power action. Just he's told me discard nullify. Got it. All right, so our options here: we can take the 2 damage. Uh, we can focus into a bigger pile of damage. Um, the special there. We could. I don't know. Gotta wait for Eric to tell me what to do. Neiman and shields and Maul 2 melee. Eric, he's going defensive. He needs that. He needs that Ray special chain. No, he wants to resolve the 2 melee. So we're still 2 away. Wonder if Eric's play R2. He's coming in. R2's coming in hot. Here comes Dooku. He could God roll here, which would be bad. That is not a God roll though. Um, the Xian 2. Yeah. So, or he's got the Xian special for 2. It could remove him damage side, which kind of sucks for Maul Saber. And he is showing 2 damage, but we do have some options. We could riposte, we could hidden motive. I need Eric to tell me what to do. Boom. We'll get through this game yet, guys. We'll make it through it together. He re-rolled into shit. That's not helping him. Was go R2, bring in the heat. I don't think he wants to waste a Sheehan on that though. Yeah. Oh, is he? Is he gonna do it? Feels like not the best, but there it is. I mean, he kind of clears the way for Maul Saber to do stuff. I don't remember. I know I was looked at Vika's hand. I don't remember what he had in his hand though. Gonna lose protection. It is kind of smart for Vika to take the shield here because 3 shields should mean I can't maul power action. But no, he's getting aggressive because he also can't just tread water, which I guess makes sense, but he's not getting very far. Is that money, money, one melee? Oh, he's back! Let's promote, and I will go back to black. All right, Eric's back. His ping's okay so far, and it's Eric's action. Yeah, so he can focus to the 2 melee, and if he takes out the shields, it puts him in. But if he goes to 2, oh yeah. So, but the problem is he's gonna get that fluid riposted for damage. But yeah, that was the last card that Vika had in his hand, which is great here. Saves everything. Eats 1. And then back to Eric. He probably Lukes here, I think. I guess he could do that. It's 50-50 to take that out. Misses. Gets his money. I imagine he wants to Luke's protection. But I guess the debate here is that he could get tempo heading in the next round, and that might be better than the Luke's protection. Because he's not in any fear of dying. So yeah, let's just claim, get tempo. Roll out first and try to get the 4 damage I need to win. It shouldn't be impossible with Maul Saber die. But it's not like he's rocking a ton of base sides. That's the hard part with Maul Saber. Double Steadfast is the funnier win. What a way for this game to end. It's literally going to be Steadfast. Everyone stuck around for friggin' an hour and a half for Steadfast in the climax. For the win. Oh, jeez. Oh. Okay. Game 2. Oh my goodness gracious. Well, what did we learn? Game 1. I don't know. I don't even remember how that game started. There were some dice that got rolled. Kylo died. I had to take over as the blue player for a number of turns. Oh my jeez. Had Eric giving me directions through Discord DM. And the whole server just crashed. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my gosh. And as you can see in global chat here, everybody crashed. It wasn't just me. I'm not even gonna reload the broken thing because we're gonna have to do anyway. At least we're in between games. That probably would have been faster, Mike. Oh. We could have played this match by mail. No, I guess I don't need to be blue player. Oh. At least he got to join back up real quick. At least it was kind enough to happen in between games, so no game state to repair. Here, while they're shuffling up, I need to make a quick bathroom run and get a drink before my throat dries out. This is turning into a marathon. I'll be right back.
Mic off. Mic on.
All right, I'm back. Oh. So it looks like Vika opted to take the shields, which is probably the smart play. He's fine playing on Theed, and he's fine denying shields. He got at least one of his ramp cards in his opening hand this turn. Not quite as good as last time, but I bet he's happy to be at least staring at one piece of removal. And soft removal in Neiman. And it's the teachings, if he gets lucky. Not a very explosive opening hand for Eric, though. So that doesn't bode well necessarily. He's not pulling in any extra damage out of that, but it didn't matter last game. You know, if he rolls fire, not quite there with that Ray roll. Just cracked open a new cider. It's from Incline Cider Company. They're based out of Washington, and this is a blood orange cider. It's 6.5 ABV, so ciders are generally a bit strong, and this is really good. No added sugar. It's very, very dry. You'd favor Vika this game? Yeah, the shields help because it gives you that 14 health Kylo. Gives him a little more time to live there. He actually has a removal if push comes to shove. And yeah, obviously Eric's going to have a much slower start unless he, like I said, just starts god rolling. But he's going to have to work to get the Kylo power action off. Eric is. So that slows down the damage a little bit. He does have the option of using. Now Vika disconnected. Oh my gosh! It's his turn! um, Alright, I gotta step in for Vika now. Got this. Yeah. Well, yeah. And he's back. At least that was quick. Losing viewers. Down to 6 viewers. People have had enough of this shit. Alright, I believe it's Vika's action. Solid play there with the Forbidden Lore. He gets to turn to his 2 side, which really puts the pressure on Eric there. Eating 4 damage into Kylo before, his little Kylo, before Big Kylo even activates sucks. Burning the Pacify there, definitely a good play. He was probably wanting to burn that Pacify maybe on one of his own dice to get shield stuff going, but yeah, you can't. Basically, he knew that there's 2 guaranteed damage still coming, so it's like Kylo's already at 4. Um, didn't want him at 6 already before we even resolved any Kylo dice. Big Kylo dice. Disrupt there doesn't really affect how Vika's playing out the rest of this turn. He's probably going to overwrite, I imagine, with the crossguard, maybe with the Sith teachings, but getting that extra reach with the crossguard, and if he can keep tempo going into next turn, it gives him the best chance to kill Kylo. Kylo should be. Did we miss? I think, yeah, Kylo should be at 4, because it should have been 2 from the 2 from the Dooku and 2 from the ability. Yeah, I imagine Vika's looking for the reach of overriding with the crossguard, but wanting to get full use out of this die first. Does slow him down a hair, though. That 1 helps. Does not want to give him that money, though. And he'll take the 1. No, that was, removed by the hidden motive. So now it's like, I think he wants the that's the debate. It's like, do you override into the more aggressive crossguard saber and then try to get the claim? Or
Mic off. Mic on.
ooh, Eric going for money, a lot of money. Um, I mean, it's smart for an extent. Like he didn't get a lot of upgrades that opening hand. And he plays a lot of upgrades in his deck, so his next hand could be loaded with upgrades. That cuts down your chances of drawing upgrades. That's one thing I don't like about Luke's protection is he's like, I got all this money, but I guarantee one of my five is not helping me spend it. Yeah, that's having all that money, and I mean he'll get to spend quite a bit of it, but he's not expanding his board. So if he loses Kylo this round, he's probably in trouble for the rest of this game. And Kylo's at basically essential 7 after the rollout. Um, he has some tricks though. The steadfast and the polarities will go a long ways. Um, just feels like a lot of floundering and not really gaining a lot of ground. Yeah, I mean, not being able to build your boards, like, yeah, you can chunk one off steadfast, one off steadfast, maybe two off polarity for 4 damage. But Vika is going to be chunking back much harder. Also, no removal in Eric's hand right now, which isn't great. um, he's kind of at the mercy. Yeah, you feel like the battlefield starts the key to this. Yeah, I think Eric usually takes the shields. Sometimes it's tempting. Sometimes as depending on what you're getting your hand as a Kylo player, if you get a lot of your little dice to take your own battlefield, like if you get a lot of your Dark Councils, like your Yoda Saber, just because you can really chain off of, you have extra small dice, and then Theed's basically saying one of these is free as you expand your board out. And sometimes that's worth it over getting shields to get your Kylo stuff started, just because you can expand your board so fast. Not a good roll for Vika there, but still nets 2 damage out of it. Yeah. Okay, roll out a Kylo, little Kylo there. Um, Vika is sitting on a fluid or pos still. He might be tempted to play it right here. He's probably more hoping a blank came up so he could forbidden lore into that Sith teachings and remove it. Not a huge fan of conflicted, especially in this deck. Conflicted was one of those ones that I'm pretty sure Eric was running pre-covert missions, but as soon as covert missions came out and you had stuff like Fluid Riposte and Nullify, he didn't need to run Conflicted anymore. Like, it's good when it's the best you have, but if you have better options, I don't like it. I don't like the unreliableness of it. I need effects I can count on to do what I need to do in any given turn. Interesting that Vika's just going all out on the aggression. Like, he could have at some point, like, save that money for Riposte, the more guaranteed save him damage, but Conflicted gave him the advantage of maybe just going aggressive instead. Um, and that's kind of the play he took. At some point here, I guess there's not really any advantage to trying to get him money from Theed, because as soon as he does, Eric resolves his damage sides immediately, so they can't get removed. Big reroll here. Not great, but he has some ways to fix it now, which will almost turn that whole roll into exactly what he wants. He can special chain into the crossguard with the Neiman and still turn Dooku's blank to a 2 melee. He wants to Theed for a resource to pay for the pay side in Kylo. And it should leave Eric's Kylo is gonna die. I don't see how he's going to save them unless, like Beacon was saying, if that R2 hit the special, like it might help. But a reroll probably would have done more work there. Interesting that Eric didn't want to play that Yoda Saber this turn. Just try to get another die out there and bank those resources. Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. R2 special would have been big, but I'd have been tempted to do a reroll. Just because you have so much value out there, and it's like I need to hit some specials or something to save my life. Reason he would Theed right here is to make sure that he gets the resource before Eric claims. Though I doubt Eric's probably claiming in the next couple actions. But he really needs that resource, and Eric's not showing any disrupt at the moment. Yeah, no, that should drive Eric to resolve the melee immediately. But Eric's gonna get greedy and probably lose a little bit of it. Good reroll though. I mean, he at least has a chance to. No, actually, he doesn't. I was trying to figure out, like, what does he have a line of play? No, he does. He still has polarity. So he has a line of play where he can still resolve both of Kylo's dice before he dies, which is fine because if takes what 2? No, actually, that still doesn't work because he can focus or special chain and put Kylo at 9 right here, and then have 4 up, and he can polarity Kylo and resolve a die, but Kylo still dies to that line of play. So really, at best, Eric can resolve 1 Kylo die before he dies. Is there any other line of play? No. If you put some 2 away, he can get to exactly 4 shields on Kylo, but that's not helping. Yeah, I don't know why he's thinking of like running the Dooku focus. It's like just turn to 4 damage if he resolves the was that disrupt or resource? It's resource. Yeah, that's kind of a weird lineup. I don't know if that line of play hurts him. Well, no, yeah, no, it does hurt him because he can't kill Kylo with the 4, so now Kylo gets to resolve both dice. Yeah, I think Vika overthought that just a hair because he could have special chain Neiman into the special on the crossguard and then still had the 4 up, which would have killed Kylo this action, regardless of what he did. Maybe I'm missing a thought of, yeah, he could use it defensively, but saving that damage doesn't matter if Kylo gets the bat damage back anyway, so no. Was not the right play. I mean, I guess there's a possibility he thought his opponent had a removal, but I still don't think that changes the math any. So essentially, that line of play ended up with Vika with 2 extra damage that he shouldn't have had. But regardless of that, though, he's in an excellent shape in this game. I mean, basically, I got Kylo with 7 health left, full health Dooku. Again, looking at Eric with nothing. Like, just the die advantage, 6 dice to 3, is huge. And sorry, that little Ezra Saber and Dark Council aren't going to do the work that he needed to do. Nullify is almost blank at this point. It's so hard to try to get that Nullify to actually work. I'm glad everybody's ping has worked. Cross your fingers that we're past that. Insult to injury. He could have done that slightly different, I think, because what if he would have played the Palpatine Saber for free, basically, and then you overwrite Palpatine's. No, that doesn't really gain a resource. I mean, he knows Forsaken's up. That's basically what Eric's representing with the R2 there. But yeah, roll out Dooku for it. It doesn't really matter. I don't think it's a huge difference whoever you roll into that Forsaken, like all your dice. That's really like in this matchup, or at least with all the dice out there, they're all about equal value. But he does get that play, which is hilarious. Go rule of 2. That was a hot fire roll, by the way. The 2-2s. Couldn't have asked for much better than that. But yeah, getting that 3 is just extra insult. Like Ray's is going down. It's a 6. His rolls suck though. But that's 1 damage and remove a die not showing damage. That's pretty good in this match actually. Yeah. Yeah. Feels real good. Imagine we're about to see a reroll of Vika's dice. I mean, he's got to feel that he can win the game this round. Just has to find the damage. Could be worse. I mean, 1 short. Special will help a little bit. Eric can try to play super survival, but he's just treading water. That's not really helping him. He's gonna greedily re-roll that crossguard saber or just the blinks. Just the blinks, I think. Looked like he was highlighting the crossguard. It's a couple more damage. We got 5. He can take 2 shields. Go 6 away from death. Problem is, even with 6, like Kylo rollout guarantees the win. So he's pretty comfortable with that. I mean, I guess Eric can still focus to special and get 2 shields, so the Kylo activation doesn't immediately kill him, but no. Overwrite for 2 resources? Sure. Take damage, Kylo. Face. He doesn't need that money. I would just make sure he had tempo and claim. Oh, well, no, I guess he has time because he knows Eric has to grab shields just to not die to the Kylo activation. He has no choice. Eric does die to the Kylo activation plus fluid riposte. Uh, yeah. That's how many different ways to win? Yeah, GG. Scoop phase. Eric doesn't have enough ways to stop that. Game 3. Yeah, games have been really one-sided. That one wasn't quite answered in the first round. It took till the second round, but like Eric just getting nothing to play, and just having all the money to play everything, but nothing he could actually play, really sunk him in that game. Like you can't expect to win if you can't get any effective dice on the table other than raising Kylos. They just aren't going to do enough. Yeah, you think Eric? I still think there is. It depends on what you get in your opening hand. I think there is a line where you're happy to take Theed, if you have a lot of low stuff, just to try to power out a board state. Especially when a lot of your cheap stuff can generate you shields. Yeah, yeah. Game 1, Vika no removal round 1, pretty much over. Game 2, Eric couldn't expand his board state. All he played for dice was like R2 until what, round 3? And by then, Kylo was already dead, and Rey was well on her way. Not a super great start for Vika off that draw. Untamed Power is okay, but it's nothing to write home about. Doesn't have Forbidden Lore. Where it binds. Yeah, he took shields. You got it there, Beacon. Um, even with a decent amount of little stuff to play out. So, maybe I'm completely wrong. But I probably know more than Eric, so I'm sure I'm right. I mean, what has he ever done? Psh, just played this game at a high level for like a long time. No big deal. That was a good draw off there. I was going to say his one weakness that Eric had in that hand was no removal. And his deck's like, hey, bud, have some removal. Uh, removal he can actually play, too. So it's really good. Uh-oh. Don't do it. Oh, God. His ping is spiking. Come on. We were going so good there for a while. Come on, Tulsa Cox. This game of Star Wars Destiny brought to you by Cox Communications. When you need reliable internet that sucks Cox, get Cox Internet. Very good roll there. Plenty happy with that. Yeah, Cox, we suck us. Exactly. At least his ping went down. Hopefully it stays that way. Guessing he probably drops the on guard. Trying to guess what Eric will discard. I always do this and then call melee, and then he was not going to hit melee. I don't know what he called. I think they're on voice chat. Oh, no, it didn't cancel. That's not a lot of love for a card that you put in your deck. I guess he's probably angling to play the R2, so he doesn't care about Dank Council. Yeah. Another okay roll showing 4 damage. Got a discard side, got a shield side. Who is... Yeah, he's going to go after Kylo. It's almost always the right choice. Not a great roll. That's actually a really bad roll for Vika there. Essentially 2 blanks up. Though it does, yeah. No, that's not good at all. Yeah, discard there is really good. When your opponent rolls shit and then he can get rid of their hand so they can't get off the shit that they rolled. Seems like a great way to play. Dooku coming in, not great. The money's not terrible. I think he's more than happy to resolve that money, but he's probably going to be trying to... See, trying to play Com Tower and Ruler 2 is actually really, really weird in this situation. It doesn't work. Because you can't combine Ruler 2 and Com Tower. Because I was going to say, like, oh, if you could Ruler 2 something and then Com Tower something else, like, you have to have, like, an upgrade die or something left. Because you can't be down to, like, 2 character dice. Well, yeah, I guess you can... No, you can't. Yeah, because you got 2 character dice, you can't Ruler 2 one and then Com Tower. It's really weird. Think if he takes money off Count Dooku? I mean, I don't... Hard Party is sitting on that Forsaken, and he has to re-roll with it. So yeah, there's like a decent chance he has no removal this game again, like game 1. But yeah, you're right. It's basically like going in with a no removal game. I don't know. I don't know what Vika's line here is exactly. Yeah, game 1. Far simpler times. Yeah, so he decided to forego basically having removal again for the reroll. And the reroll just bites him in the dick. I mean, he does have double discard to at least put pressure on. But it doesn't matter. Like, Ray, he already has the 2 damage on Kylo's special, or on Kylo's die. He's got a reroll, or has a blank on Ray's die. Yeah, this turn's going all Eric. This is not helping, or not doing very well for Vika here. There is a weird scenario where Eric can just try to burn stuff in his hand. Like he could unguard to get a shield ambush and then discard to reroll, which is probably what he's doing. Yep. Which makes one of the discards essentially blank. Though it sucks saying bye to R2. I guess that's why he plays 2 R2s though to back it up. And Eric's going full defensive mode. That's what that tells you. Didn't work out for him, but he basically decided at that point. And I think Vika has to just mill. Yeah, you got to take out this one card. Like he can't just leave it on there. Yeah. Four damage. Yeah, not good for Kylo. This is all going Eric this early round. Because I don't know. I think you take 1 damage and then you claim for resolve for 2 resources. Either way, rule of two. Or you take one resource and you do it the other way and do 2 damage. Only thing is, I would be tempted to go resources because I want to try to build up my Dooku to not be terrible once Kylo dies. But he's going damage because he feels he's got a race. But Eric's like, screw you. I also get to use Com Tower for a +1. And Vika's battlefield comes back to bite him in the ass. He's like, why, oh, why didn't I just drop this fist and play Theed? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I guess he forgot to use rule of two. Is that what he missed? Yeah. Yeah. So he did mess it up. I think he got tilted because he didn't see the com tower play. And he thought he was going to get the com tower or something. But yeah, no, he should have. He did miss a damage on the rule of two. But yeah, either way, that first round did not go great. He was way behind. And again, I was saying I would have went for money because money would have been great to get one of these Shians out on Dooku. I mean, he's got ways to get there, but he's got to be slow about it. Like you roll Kylo, get your damage. And I think you roll Kylo because you want to get the shields off of his Kylo. Turn that jank right off. The sad part when the Untamed Power can't remove the damage sides because it's on a villain. Only removes non-damage sides. And Eric knows it. He's like, oh, I don't give a F about that. And let's just hit some specials. Let's get dangerous. Things are going from bad to worse. I think Vika's trying to blame the die rollers. It's the dice rollers' fault. I mean, it feels bad to use a fluid repost before you get. Yeah, I guess you can remove a special with that. That's okay too. It saves him 3 damage. Eric's like, do I just take the 4? I think the bad part about taking 4 on Eric is that he can't, even with polarity for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, he ends up being 1 short. He still has to find a damage from somewhere. And spending all those dice on damage to come up 1 short is terrible. Yeah, so he's doing that. He's going to shield up. Play defensively because he doesn't want to end up 1 short. And Eric just does Eric shit. That's fine. Just roll that other special out so Ray gets shielded up. Makes perfect sense. He does get to riposte that too. Saves him damage. Doesn't get the Sheehan damage out of it, sadly. If he would have taken the extra money last round instead of trying to play for the damage he ended up taking, he might have had the money to go the other route. Yeah. Just hits that 1 in 6 race special non-stop. Yeah. Take an extra damage there. Yeah, so Eric. I mean, there's a path that he possibly can kill Kylo this turn. It's just not very likely. Because, yeah, he does that to gain an extra damage. That can go to 9. technically he could get more out of the other characters. I mean, he's going to get a reroll out of that Ray die after he puts another shield on. Um, I mean, Vika's thinking of, do I do this Merchant Freighter to Forbidden Lore into my Xian, or do I forget that route and play my Conflicted on my blank and get some damage or shields out of it? Problem is that I have with Conflicted is that if he hits damage, he actually probably cares less. Or he's just gonna reroll. Like, I think he's playing it though. Yeah, yeah, that's even worse. Like, there's really no good out to playing that Conflicted because you hit shields and they're just gone for free, and you hit damage and it doesn't really matter. Like, Eric's gonna get all those shields back. Maybe you'll get like a couple damage through, but in the overall, it's gonna be not much of anything. I mean, I think because of the Kylo special that the damage was probably the better outcome, but yeah. I mean, now you gotta pop that shield off. Like, you can't leave that shield on Kylo. It has to come right off. Because other than that, Kylo's going to 3 for free. You're fine. You can live with that. But yeah, he played that Conflicted, and now he can't even get to a Xian. Eric's lagging again. So yeah. I mean, he can get to Xian next turn, but he's not expanding this board, and he's even closer to dying than he was. He does have that Neiman to, fix it to the 2. And you're right, that is basically GG. We'll see if Eric sees that, though, or if he wants to keep playing defensively. That's the big question. Like, I think you don't Neiman for... You probably put your Ray at 3 shields and re-roll first. Just to get the value out of your special. And see if it keeps going. The discard, though, side gives him pause. Bye, Kylo die. Get the hell out of here. Yeah. No, he played defensive. Which is fine. Like, he's so far ahead, he doesn't have to take unnecessary risks. He can play that route. But yeah, that is super conservative because he had he had a path to killing Kylo. Uh, that he didn't know it. Well, yeah, that's the thing though. He has to think that, like, Vika has a resource up and 2 cards in hand, and any number of removal that stops that route if he tries to go that way. So just take what you got and play conservative. Yeah, not from that. Your hand's gone. He's gonna calm tower, kill your hand. No, not now. Uh, Old man Eric has to get a helping hand by the young strapping Vika to get his cards taken over the discard pile. Yeah, polarity kill. He already had played a polarity this game though, so less likely to get it. But it is Eric, so it's going to be right here in his hand. I mean, there's any number of ways actually Eric can get that kill on Kylo now. Like no, and he got none of them because I was going to say Steadfast gets there pretty easily too. But no, that hand is not going to help him there. Oddly enough, I would have. I'm wondering why he didn't pitch at least one of those Sheens. I would have pitched one of the Sheens. He is threatening to do another snare play though, which is epic. And he's happy snaring either one of these characters. That's a pretty big blowout, I think, right here. Well, except for that 2 damage, gonna ruin your day. Like you can snare and die. Untamed can't get rid of the 2. Get rid of the 1. Yeah, so he can run that line, and then if Kylo dies, he still can snare. But he's got a... What? Yeah. I don't know what Vika's trying to gesture to with his hand. Pitching Machine is the name of my sex tape. God, I wish my sex tape would be that cool. Yeah, that's basically GG though. Like, there is no path where Vika wins this game. In fact, he's like, yeah, oh yeah, it's like, I'm gonna play. There's no path. He's got to roll that in. It's a May. I was gonna say, it's a May. Do I tell him? No, you got to roll that in. There you go. There you go, guy. Gave up on the snare play to do that though, sadly. I think big problem with Vika's deck goes all the way back to the beginning, like 5 hours ago, whenever it was. He just doesn't have enough removal in his deck, and it's killing him. Basically, his 2 games he lost were both on the back of like weak removal hands that he really couldn't do anything with. Yeah, I think this is an even bigger blowout than game 1. Roll fire! He can Neiman overwrite to get off one of these dice if he cares to not eat 7 in the. That's just 3, right? Yeah, 7 in the face. That's hilarity. Or he has Ray Power action actually too. You get off one of them. He had 2 ways to get off one of these. But yeah, 5 in the face. That's hilarity. Eric's Eric's almost playing too slow, I think, at some point for me. Like, yeah. He probably didn't expect the overwrite, but oof. 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 So dirty. He gets the Neiman back out, but oh my god. Hitting that 3 out. So dirty. Yeah, he can't turn it to a blank, but he can turn it to any side. Shields. Yeah, I think you pitched a re-roll and you just threatened to kill Kylo right here. I mean, you got decked out Ray. It's going to be a problem, but you can push. Might even pitch all these cards to push. Because you need Kylo to die this round. He doesn't get the +1 on the claim anymore, sadly. Um, but yeah, no, like, yeah, sadly doesn't get the +1 on the claim, but yeah, his priority is I think he has to kill Kylo this turn. I don't think he can not kill Kylo this turn. He has to, like, even if he loses the claim, Kylo has to die. It's still not likely, but he can't let Kylo live. And that's basically the route he's going. I mean, there's plenty of damage size on that Sheehan to get there, and he's not hitting them. Yeah, Com Tower, we were talking, I think, at one point, like in the middle of the games where he was crashing, he admitted, he's like, I had Theed, realized I couldn't have Theed with Fist, so I had to, like, replace Theed, and he's like, I just grabbed Com Tower. But he's like, Com Tower has just been terrible. It is not doing what he needed. Yeah. Com Tower beating his ass. It will be funny if he gets his snare play off this turn, though. Because Eric will play right into it because he'll want to get his Kylo out. And then probably try to resolve Kylo Dice. Yeah, Salt Flats is probably playable. I don't know. I have to look through the battlefields. I'm sure there's something better. Or his other thing was just not play Fist and play Theed. he's running one Death Field, one Fist, and he could have ran double Death Field, and then not ran into restricted list issues. Riposte is good here. Rapra. But he gets to. Real question is, will he Theed right here? I think so. Power action Theed, or sorry, power action Snare, Exhaust Ray. It's 5 dice removed. You can't not do it. He's got to pitch a card. It's a tough decision, but he's probably not playing Mauls this round. I guess he could override into it, but I don't like Mauls in Raylo. Your lack of base damage sides is awkward. Goes for the reroll because he's still trying to fight dead Kylo. Gets closer. Com Tower was a thing. Yeah, and the other fluid riposte, basically. There goes any chance of killing Kylo this round. I mean, he could overwrite Sheehan into Neiman and go straight to 2. He's going to reroll instead. He's like, fuck guaranteed. I'm going to get $1. So it's like sad that he pulls all that snare, and then yeah, he's gonna get it blanked by Ray. Ray's fucking him regardless. I guess it didn't really matter. Did not manage to pull anything out of this round. I don't think he has time to make money off this stuff. I don't even know if I would have bothered to play that. Yeah, I would have just claimed it and got out of this round, try again next round. I don't know what line of play he has to. I guess he can get friggin' some teachings in. Yeah. You discard or just take the money? I don't know. Just floundering here. you get a focus. You get to eat a bunch of damage. Override to draw. And oh yeah, he was shorthanded basically. He drew a Lukes, played a Lukes, put the Lukes back on top to go to 3 shields on Kylo. If you didn't catch what happened there. And then Vika let him take back to get the damage off the Kylo power action that he almost forgot. Yeah. Why? uh, polarity damage, power action, and steadfast guarantees the win. We made it, guys! We made it. We got through all 3 games. Congrats to Eric for the win there. The shenanigans were fun. I don't know if the games were really that entertaining because they all kind of were one-sided games. Nothing was like super close. But the shenanigans around the games were pretty hilarious. One point I jumped in as the blue player. We had like all of TTS crash twice. Had to rebuild a board. Insanity makes it go down in the history for the Hall of Fame. Uh, well, thank you to the 8 viewers that I still had that stuck it out. You guys are also heroes. Thanks to all of you who were apparently this bored on a Wednesday night. Get to watch this crazy game of Destiny. I think it would end up being a net like amazing thing to say that you can tell your grandkids one day. I was part of this one time. But yeah. Anyway, I'll be back online tomorrow night for some Entourage Gaming Thursday night. Make sure you check out their Discord. If you're interested in joining, we're happy to have more people. We have rooms, $5. Casual, 5-round standard. Entourage Gaming, go to their Discord, go to their Facebook, yada, yada, yada. It starts at 7 Central. So that's 5 Pacific, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 Eastern. Depending on where you're time zoning at. But yeah, tons of fun. But anyway, yeah, I'm off to bed. Peace out. Talk to you guys later.